MK Hobson here with another video blog entry for Bitten by Books. And I say another video blog entry because you may or may not recall I did one back in 2010, kind of a long time ago, for my first book, The Native Star. And for that blog entry, what I did is I compared the astrological signs of my two main characters and kind of talked a little bit about each one and gave you a little bit of insight into both of them based on their astrology. And I thought I'd do that same thing for this video entry for my new book, which is called The Warlock's Curse. And The Warlock's Curse is a new installment in my historical fantasy series. It's actually the first book in a new duology. The two main characters in The Warlock's Curse are Will Edwards and Jenny Hansen. So, and they're both on the younger side. Will is 18 and Jenny is 17. And Will is a smart, intelligent, mechanically inclined young man. And he's been accepted into the apprenticeship, into a very prestigious apprenticeship program at Tesla Industries in Detroit. Now, in my history, Nikola Tesla is much more successful than he was in real life. He's one of the richest men in the United States, and he has this incredible model industrial compound in Detroit, which is where the apprenticeship program is held. And so clearly, it's a huge, exciting opportunity for Will. Unfortunately, however, his father does not want him to go for reasons unspoken. And thereby lies the drama of the book, or at least the initial drama of the book. That's where we kick off, is that Will needs to get to Detroit, and his father doesn't want him to go. So how's Will going to get to Detroit? Well, that's where Jenny Hansen comes in. So before I get too much further into the story, let me tell you a little bit about Will and Jenny's astrology, because that's what I want to talk about for this post. Now, Jenny was born on April 5th, which makes her an Aries. And Will was born on November 22nd, which makes him a Sagittarius. Now, I don't know if you've ever known any Aries. I know a couple of Aries, and they are very distinctive astrologically. They're the first sign of the horoscope. So, you've got the signs and it goes kind of around. And the first sign, the one that kicks everything off, is Aries. And from an astrological standpoint, that's kind of the way they are. They get things going, they instigate things, they push things, they move things, and that's very much the way Jenny is. And indeed, she's the one who comes up with the scheme to get her and Will together to Detroit. And she wants to go to Detroit for, again, reasons that she doesn't want to necessarily reveal, but she says to Will, I can get us both to Detroit, trust me. Now, Aries and Sagittarius are both fire signs, so they've both got a ton of energy, they've both got a ton of enthusiasm, they've both got a ton of passion for what it is that they're interested in. And both Will and Jenny are kind of interested in different things. But while an Aries will be the one who kind of instigates the plans and puts everything together and organizes and gives that initial push, a Sagittarius is typically a little bit more, I wouldn't necessarily say they don't just kind of go along, but they're a little bit more laid back. They're comfortable in being led. Let's just put it that way. And the reason for this is the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. So Mars, the planet of war, the planet of action. The ruling planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the planet of luck. Okay, luck and fortune. So what happens with Sagittarians often is because they are ruled by a planet of luck, they may have good luck, or throughout their life they often have kind of more fortuitous events in their life. And so they kind of get used to that. They get used to relying on luck. So when someone comes at them and says, here's a plan, or here's something that I want to do, or, come with me on this crazy adventure, a Sagittarian will say, yeah, sure, why not? Because they're used to having things work out. All right? So in some ways, maybe they rely on that a little bit too much. They kind of throw themselves onto fortune's mercy and hope that it all works out. And the way life is, sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't. So I really enjoy using astrology as a tool in my fiction writing because, for every character I create, or at least for every main character I create, I kind of take a look at what I think their astrological profile might be. Mostly because it's just a way to help me build character. It's a way to help me, think more deeply about what the character might be, give me some ideas possibly. And I knew the birthdays of both of these characters before I started writing them. And the interesting thing is I didn't actually do like an astrological profile before I started writing them. I knew what their birthdays were, and then I just wrote the characters. And then when I came back to do this blog post, I was really surprised at how closely they conformed to the traditional interpretation of what these signs are. So that's it for this video blog post. I'm MK Hobson. Thank you to Bitten By Books for having me, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!